Could you demonstrate your approach to working a brand new pattern into your playing, ideally one that you find in a symmetrical scale? Do you tend to start working it out fairly symmetrically and then looking for other pathways for it that aren't obvious?
I do, sometimes, I have a few things that I play, and when I think about it, for me, it's difficult to manage any more than the few things that I play. Like, I have this nonatonic thing that I use. I use a diminished approach sometimes, and I also use, some augmented. Well, one thing that I'm trying to implement is these like augmented triads, triad pairs, and that is actually part of what's going on with the augmented scale. I put the metronome on 40 when I try to work out new patterns or new ideas, and that is one thing that I'm working on now. So I will just play. And I don't know how it applies to other instruments, but usually what I do when I practice, and it may be wrong, but I usually try to click the notes in so that I'm hearing, when I have a metronome on, I want to hear one sound, just the key clicks. And in fact, just in terms of coordinating the fingers on the saxophone, what I strive for is just one sound when the keys hit the instrument. And I don't always make it, but I found that practicing like that actually makes the notes seem a lot more separate on the saxophone. So if I'm practicing something, so that's what I do.
So it's two augmented triads, a half step apart?
Yes, exactly.
Could you play an example of the nonatonic scale?
I mean, it's with any symmetrical scale, you're going to have different inversions of it. But here's one. So if you listen to that, you hear three minor trichords: B flat minor, D minor, and F sharp. And for me, I don't really find that just an up and down scale very useful. But what I've done is I've broken that into groups that have like more intervals, not just whole steps and half steps. So for that same batch of notes, I will play something more like this. Or so I find that just breaking up that scalar approach makes it more interesting. It could be nice to play up and down that scale like that, but it's so close to a chromatic scale, and I feel like it needs to be broken up. As I do play a lot of there's a lot of chromaticism in my playing too.